Just want to chat again about health and healthy habits. Of course, everyone knows that it's probably a good idea to try to keep healthy habits in a part of their lifestyle, but sometimes it's hard to rid ourselves of the not so healthy habits, bad habits, etc. If you're having a challenge with replacing some of your bad habits with healthy habits, try to begin slowly with just identifying some of the low-hanging fruit. That could be just consuming more water or taking more steps instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs, um, or just choosing to think about what it is you could do that you already do that you love in a better, healthier, more efficient way. I started a challenge not too long ago to just begin doing 100 body weight squats a day. You can break that up in many ways. You can do uh, 10 sets of 10, 4 sets of 25, 5 sets of 20, 2 sets of 50, or you can just knock them all the way out. But the real goal is to start doing squats and working on your lower back. For men, for all humans, but especially for us men, you have to be able to get up off of the ground, whatever age you are. If you are in, if you're breathing and you're not in a wheelchair, and especially if you're capable of standing for more than 5 minutes, you should be able to get yourself up off the ground without assistance. So if you're 100 years old and you walk with a walker or something like that, maybe I'm not talking to you. But if you're approaching 100 in your 80s or 70s and you want to be able to get yourself up off the ground, then maybe we should start doing some squats. And you don't have to start out with doing 100. You can start out with doing 50 or 20 per day. For those of you that are cubicle warriors, you can take a break every 10, 20 minutes. Maybe not every 10 or 20 minutes, but every 1 to 3 hours, take a break and get 10 to 25 squats in. It'll definitely pay off in the long run. You'll tone up and you will just have overall strength, increased strength, and increased duration, stamina. So those are some very simple keys that I usually talk about pretty frequently. Increasing your, ensuring you're hydrated, and ensuring that your legs and back are up to task. So in addition to that, maintaining and measuring your blood pressure, those things, those activities will definitely help with that as well, and help keep your cortisol levels low, which is closely correlated with stress. So let's make sure we're taking care of the things that we know we need to, and staying on top of it. If you can't do 100, well then do 10. Do 10 a day for 30 days. See how you feel. Take note. If you have a notebook or you can use your phone, just note, this is how I feel, whether or not you're sore, whether or not you have pain. If you can't do them, well then you can do an assisted squat, which is basically using a chair or a pole or some structure that will help you bear the load of your weight as you are going down, or if you need help lifting yourself back up. We'll see if more people join the live. I'm hoping so. The main goal for going live is to have more of interaction with the community out there and get your feedback on what type of content you'd like to see. I enjoy doing the workouts, but I've been doing a lot more cardio lately, and I've been on the treadmill. I did one short video, which was a long walk. I did about 10 miles one day. I walked over the course of about 4 hours. So it's a little bit difficult to do videos at that duration and edit and post and, you know, capture your engagement. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm putting content out there that you will engage with and enjoy. If you see this video and you see people that are interested in videos like this, please note when I put in the titles things like black men, I don't know if the algorithm pushes that as much. So I'm mentioning that because I need your help to help reach the audience, and maybe I can do more to reach the audience, but it also helps if the audience can help me reach more followers. So if you have any questions about some of the things that I covered, just to recap, if you have any questions about fasting or steps that you can take to get to fasting, I have videos on that, videos on limiting your portion sizes, or basically portion control, how to reduce your blood pressure, or how I reduce my blood pressure. And all these things are interrelated. They all work together, of course. What you're consuming, whether it's what you put on your skin as a moisturizer, or whether it's what you put in your mouth to sustain you, all those things are being worked by your organs, or your organs are filtering everything, all the contents that enter your body. All right? So if you work in an environment where there's fiberglass all the time, eventually fiberglass is going to get in your body. And especially for people who are still in our reproductive ages, those things are going to get into your body. Of course, you know, depending on what it is, chemical, etc., it'll have a different impact, but plastics can get into your body. And understanding, managing how we consume things is important, including how we heat things as well. So a lot of people have migrated away from microwaves and migrated to using air fryer. And of course, however far you go, you're going to find something that could be a challenge. But if you go back to the old school way, old school meaning what our grandparents or parents used to do prior to the modern day technology, when they had to heat food or consume food from plateware that wasn't plastic, etc., they had to do a little more work, maybe take a little more time, but the likelihood that they would have issue from a health perspective was much lower. So our risk decreases when we take a little bit more time to heat, maybe in a toaster oven or on top of the stove or in some other fashion that is maybe not as modern and maybe takes more time to heat, but your food and how you consume your food and what actually gets into your body may be a little bit more healthy for you. So just wanted to make some of those notes. The conveniences that we enjoy sometimes cause some harm that are unintended consequences. But I understand people are living their lives. But for us black men, sometimes we get lost in that gap between family life and work, and we don't pay attention to what it is we may need more of from a health, wellness, and care perspective for ourselves. And sometimes it's just hydration. A lot of times it's just rest. Rest. Having an opportunity to think, sit back, and have clarity of thought. So make sure you pay attention to how you're feeling, and if you can, document, note what's going on. Having a history of how you're feeling, what you're consuming, and how you're progressing through the years is very important, especially when you're going to a physician and they begin suggesting medications. They begin suggesting different things that may not be lifestyle changes, but will have an impact on your long-term health. If you start a medication, many times it's very difficult to come off of it, or you may get to a point where you can't come off of it, or maybe there's another issue that that's created as a result of taking a medication. So appreciate you all tuning in, and until next time, keep stacking those healthy habits. Peace.